Hello again. Let's focus once more on the spat between President Maimela, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the Tourism Minister, Lindiwe Sisulu. Just a short while ago, taking on a new twist again, Sisulu issuing yet another statement saying the President's media team deliberately misrepresented a meeting with the President. Political analyst David Maimela joining us now just to help us make a sense of all of this. What is the significance behind all this? David, good afternoon, and thank you very much for your time. He said, she said, they said, and I didn't say. It's a little bit, can be a little bit confusing. But is there something significant that's happening here more than just what we are seeing? David, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Did you hear my question?
Yes. Yes. I thought you were talking to someone else. Sorry, man. Yes. I mean, I think the starting point really is to locate the events surrounding the Minister of Tourism in relation to the December National Conference of the ANC. So basically, she's putting up a hand, and she basically is beginning a campaign, as we all know now, through social media and other platforms. She might be going for the office of president. So what better way of doing so than starting the marathon in January and running it for the whole of the year and mobilizing the ground and the branches of the ANC. But in order for you to do so, you need to sort of create a platform, some sort of a platform for yourself around which you can actually mobilize support within the party.
Was choosing an opinion around the Constitution and the judiciary a smart move then if you want to create a new platform for internal ANC leadership challenges?
Well, it has worked. I think it has worked for better or worse, because I think if you look at her campaign the last time in 2017, it wasn't so prominent, so vigorous, so lively. So what better way of doing it than creating some kind of controversy? What often really happens in these types of campaigns is that if there are one or two ways of actually doing it, is that the first one is that you have to identify a problem, and that's what politicians and political parties do. You have to identify a problem around which you can mobilize people to support your cause or your ambition to ascend to office. And if that does not happen, or if that fails, the alternative is that you must create one problem. So in this instance, she has identified at least two issues as a policy platform to create the impression that there's a policy rupture in the ANC, which I think there isn't. So she's identified the nature, the quality, and the attitude of the judiciary in relation to matters of the political economy, as well as the issue of the terms of the Constitution. And then she has also, as you know, secondly, identified the problems that we have around employment, inequality, and poverty.
Yeah, and of course the Constitution very much central to her opinion at the time, and the judiciary as well. But now, just moving to what has happened in the last 24 hours, I just want your views. I mean, she met her boss, the President of the Republic, as a cabinet minister, and the presidency then issues a statement saying this is what has transpired. Then outside of that, she openly denies that, literally or virtually calling the president a liar, or the presidency a liar in this regard. Is that a smart move? I mean, would you defy your boss just like that?
Well, it depends on the political strategy she's taken. I mean, if the script of former President Zuma is anything to go by, if you just ahead of the conference you get sort of fired from high office, and you are not fired for a juicy scandal like corruption and so on, but you just fired for political reasons, it can actually create some kind of mobilization for you.
Is she begging? Is she begging to be fired? Are you saying she's begging the president to fire?
No, I think so. I think she's daring the president. I mean, remember when the former President Beki was having a whole type of perspective about how to handle HIV and AIDS. And then there was a deputy minister in the form of Madlala Rutledge who actually differed publicly with the former president. And she was summarily expelled from the cabinet. From the high office, because deputy ministers are not cabinet ministers. But she was summarily asked to leave office. And in this instance, again, the president goes and say, well, look, I mean, minister is apologizing, she's retracting that part around the judiciary. And then she says, no, I've not done that. I mean, it's obvious that she's daring to be fired. And it remains to be seen whether the president will do it.
I was just about to say, I mean, what would the president then do if he's mindful of what you've just analyzed for us, that this could be part of a strategy ahead of the December National Elective Conference of the ANC? He might be unwilling to let her go, judging from the history of what we've seen in the past. But other people might then accuse him of being weak, of not stamping his authority on his executive.
Yes, I mean, he needs to make the calculation. So he's damned if he does, he's damned if he does not. So he's got to basically bite the bullet and make the judgment call. Does she go or does she stay? And then live with the consequences after that.
Yeah, David, before I let you go, just a final question from me. I mean, I'm looking at this and some people saying, this is so unnecessary. It's an unnecessary distraction. The country's got so many challenges that the presidency, the Minister of Tourism should be focused on. With the pandemic and the travel bans we've had, they should just be doing their jobs, and just this small matter must just resolve it as quickly as possible. Is it an unnecessary distraction?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, there was a January 8th statement of the governing party which was never discussed. There's a Zondo Commission report which was really not discussed that much. Now you've got, the performance of our children at school. It's also not being put front and up. So yeah, I do think that the main thing really in South Africa today, the biggest issue really is it's poverty. So if we can focus our energies on how we defeat poverty, then we will do quite very well to set a good discourse around development, around how we defeat poverty and go forward.
David Maimela, thank you very much for your time and your analysis this hour here on eNCA DSTV channel 403.